Hi, welcome to this video, which is How Flowlu Works Part 2, and as I call it, putting contacts at the center of the universe. As you can see from this visual, the modules that are coming out of the center all relate to contacts. They serve a contact, and it's a different way of looking at things from the linear approach that we did in Part 1, which was the left to right. But this is how the different modules can engage with the contact, that serves the contact, and how then the value comes for the contact, either by you being able to manage what is happening for the contact or through direct engagement with the contact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand these out a little bit, and I'm going to start in the top left, and then we're just going to go all the way around, okay? Opening up tags. Tags are like, you go to a conference and people have got name badges on, right? That's a tag, and we call them names. A different way of maybe looking at the same kind of conference is saying, well, I'll give a tag to everybody who's wearing blue jeans, and I'll give a different tag to people who are wearing brown jackets. Or it could be who drive a Ford car or a Mercedes car. These are all tags. The purpose of tags is so you can filter for them, so that you can find them. What contacts do I have that drive a Mercedes? Now, it has to be super relevant to your business. That's not going to be relevant for every business. But by doing so, you get powerful filtering, you get powerful reporting, all through the ability to have tags on to the contact, which helps you and it also helps them. Something really important in terms of communication for the contact is the email. The fact that you can do this within Flowlu and that you can actually have the complete record of the emails in each contact. And as I say here, it can be sent from anywhere and stay there. And what I mean by that is you could navigate to a contact. You could see there's 3 opportunities for that contact and 1 project that you're working on. So let's look at the project. You're looking at the project and you're seeing that there's a couple of tasks that you need assistance with them. You can click the email button in the project. It will then fire off the email, but importantly, it will automatically create the relationship between the project and the contact and put the email in both the contact and the project. So you can then, at a future point in time, go into the project and you'll see all the emails that have been sent relating to that project. Again, this is all about making sure that you're getting the information you need to deliver the best possible experience for the contact. Contact, of course, can have access to the client portal. And the client portal has several functions that are the modules, the Flowlu modules that you can either open up for access or close down for access. It really does depend how much you want your contact to see and how much you want your contact to be able to do within the client portal. But point being is it's great for the contact because it's all about them, so they can see how their projects are doing, what tasks they're doing, and invoices still to be paid, for example, or have been paid. So you can open these things up, as I say, on a module basis. Then there's something knowledge base. Didn't really touch on this in part 1, but it's a brilliant thing for engaging with contacts, particularly with external knowledge bases. You can have 2 types of knowledge bases: the internal, which is for your own staff, your own team, and that's like, how to send an invoice, how to send this email template, which is great, and it could be beyond Flowlu functions. It could be, here are our branding colors, here's our link to Photoshop Online. But the external knowledge base is where contacts can come in and see that. And how I use them is, and I did mention this in part 1, is after one closed one, and a project is automatically created, there are certain tasks that get created. And one of them is an email to go to the client to say, thank you so much for the business, right? This is what's going to happen next. By the way, if you've got any questions about or want to know more about what's going to happen next, here's a link to the knowledge base. And then in there, there's a video welcome from me. Then there is a whole bundle of FAQ type approach articles. So very good at just, making the contact confident that, yes, I've taken the right decision. I'm getting the right information. I'm looking forward to this. This is great. I feel comfortable. All right. So very, very, very good function. It works very well. It's not easy. It's not difficult to understand. And I think it should be used and mentioned much more than it is. Onboarding, again, is for staff or clients is a more structured approach. It's pre-formatted and it's just like a checklist, as opposed to knowledge base, which actually you write content for you, videos and all sorts of things. Onboarding tends more to be, right, do this section, then do this other section. And I find it useful, again, for contacts who maybe not terribly familiar with Flowlu. I'll get them to go through an onboarding that I've designed. Another way of adding value to the contacts is actually the additional things that you can put into their record or connect with them. You have the integrated Pabbly. That's like the middleman between third-party software. That could be forms, for example. Flowlu has its own form system, but if you wanted more fields, then you would use a third-party form. There might be finance, so you use that as part of a bigger finance system. E-commerce, like WooCommerce, all that kind of thing. Certification, that can all come through integrated Pabbly and then go into a contact record or project record, but obviously all related to contact. Then there's email marketing, that's MailChimp, there's Google Drive, there's Calendly, there's all sorts of telephony options. And so these are all brilliant at bringing in extra information so that you can see it within the context. That doesn't sound too difficult thing to say. It's putting the interests of the contact well and truly first so that you can see everything related to them so that you can serve them better. Documents. There's a whole massive module on documents. There's a general area for you and your business, but then projects, tasks, and opportunities, they all have their own document areas. Then you've got the new and brilliant document builder. See my other video about that on the channel. And it can cover proposals, estimates, and invoices. You can design them all in there. Record lists. I love record lists. They are populated by custom fields, and what they are is multi-relational databases, as I mentioned in part one, and I talked about the meetings as being an example. So you have one contact, 6 meetings, you have 6 row items, 6 records in a list, and they are meetings. And then you can have whatever custom fields you want. Was it productive? Was it not productive? Did it meet objectives? Did it not meet objectives? Etc. Then you've got the calendar module, which is great. It holds all the date-driven items. It can show you what your team is doing and what tasks they've been allocated, what your tasks are, and of course can sync with Google Calendar. So whilst this is mainly around you, it will also show the events or appointments that you've arranged with your contact. Because you can raise them in the calendar or in the contact field. So again, you're seeing how your effort is being spread so that you can make sure you're looking after your contact. And then obviously that all this data is being held in the contact record. Same with tasks, and there's a kind of a repeating theme that comes now. We have automations in tasks. We have workflows, which are the steps of a task, i.e. to do. The task is to do, and then underway, ready for review, management approval, whatever the workflow is. You can have different workflows for different types of tasks. So it's a very, very powerful approach. Everything is very flexible. Then you have roles with the teams, who can work with tasks. You might not want all roles to work with tasks, so adjust that. Then you have custom fields that you can create for tasks. And then there's a financial element of being able to record your time spent on the task so that you can invoice out at the end of the month or the fortnight. Similarly, we have automations, custom fields, then there's estimates, sales funnels, all the good things about opportunities that we talked about, particularly in part 1. You can then see here that all these opportunities are going to be held in the contact record. I go to the contact record and I can see how many opportunities there are, how many tasks there are for that contact. All right. Exactly the same with projects. I can go to the contact, see the project, and each project has the ability to have automation, all these custom fields, workflows, roles again, who can work with the project. And then there's the agile, which is a specific methodology around project management, usually limited to software management. I think that Flowlu is scratching their own itch with the agile module, but that's absolutely fine. It works really well when it's needed. Then you have the whole finance module. You can then see for the contact how many invoices have been paid, what they are, what the status is, and of course you can offer all the different types of payments. Then the task time invoice, what estimates, what products have they used. Then there's the banks in the organization that is part of the finance setup. You can set budgets for the in the finance for your business. This is for businesses and not so much for per contact, but you can see how things are going against the budget with all your contacts. And then who can work with finances. Custom fields, custom fields got to be my second favorite thing about Flowlu, because it's like the secret sauce, the magic power of the combination of automations and custom fields. First of all, custom fields is all about capturing the data that's relevant for your business to serve the contact. Okay, that's number one. Number two is the content of custom fields can be used as triggers for an automation, for something to happen. So you can have a custom field that you change to blue, from yellow to blue, and the automation sends out an email to someone or sends a task out to someone to say, this has changed to blue, could you please do X, Y, Z, whatever it happens to be. So very, very powerful. You've also got a lot of formats. You've got drop downs, yes, no, text, long text, short text, very good range of custom fields that you can create. They're present in pretty much all the big hitting, the key ones. I think there's 10 modules, something like that, 10 or 11 modules. Very good, excellent stuff. And then, like I say here, very powerful when used with automations. Then we have the Teams module, which is around your bigger team, so that you can assign roles, and the roles have permissions, and then you have staff who are given the roles so that their permissions are restricted to whatever you have for the role. Okay, not so relevant for the smaller team, but it's great to have that. That really works for the larger organization. Similarly, for the larger organization, we have workspaces. Best way to think about this is like if you have a marketing department or an HR department, they're going to have internal projects, work on rebranding or the new staff handbook. that's their own projects. You don't want that. That's not related to a contact, you see. That is related to your business, which is serving the contact. So that's why it's still there. But that's how to use workspaces. And then finally, you have your reports, which is really useful for understanding your business. You should always know your numbers. Really simple as that. And the reports give you the numbers. You have all the funnel values, and you could have 10 funnels, 20 funnels, many as you need for the services or the goods that you supply. And so you can see how fat, if you like, how healthy the funnel actually is coming down the pipe. And then that tells you your conversion rate, because you're going to record all your opportunities as closed won, closed lost, and you will get your conversion rate, and then also see who's closing the business. And of course, it's true to say that if you're a coach or consultant, you're working on your own, you're going to get the sales award every year. So congratulations. Well done. Another great year. You've done brilliantly. Finance reports around invoicing and projects. There's lots of new things that are getting added around this currently, where you can set budgets, you can record expenses, all sorts of great things. So you can actually assess the profitability of projects and see which ones are costing too much money, or you should be spending more. It's behind budget in different ways. So you get all those reports, and then you get tasks on the completion of tasks, which are outstanding, which are at the different stages, who's got the most tasks that are undone, etc. So very, very useful reports for knowing your numbers. And it all, this all relates to contact as well, because it's the contacts that's driving everything that is aggregated into these major areas. So that's how there's a different way of looking at Flowlu around what the modules do, and how essentially the thing that ties them all together is the contact. So I hope this is something that you find useful, just to visualize slightly differently, and also to show you actually how much is in, because this view is much more detailed than part one. As you can see the variety of things that are there, and where there's common structures, which is useful to see, because if you know that these are all similar, tax opportunities projects, they all have similar structures. So you can just learn it once and apply it in 3 different places. But important thing, contact, contact, contact. Center of the universe, that's what you build your Flowlu around, and that's how all these modules have been built, so that they can support what you want to do with your contact. So I'll leave it there. Happy to answer any questions that you have. Hope you found it useful, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, which I hope will be around automations. I'm excited about that, and I'll look forward to sharing information with you about that. Until then, you take care. Cheers.